Alberta Proud has been our motto here in the province for as long as I can remember. And this was prevalent even when we were in the bus cycles of the earlier parts of this century. And this was exactly what kept our province moving and helped put us into the powerful position we are once again in. Stay tuned for this month's update to learn about what I'm talking about. Now, if you can remember from last month, the headline of my update was all about the low amount of homes on the market to buy. Well, summing things up in just a nutshell, that hasn't changed one bit. But today, in addition to that, I'm going to focus on something a little sexier this time, home prices. But first, let me get you up to speed with what matters from our March data release, and then I'll hit you with the good news. Let me show you the sales chart, which represents the month of March for the last 15 years. How'd we do? Sure, once again, not like last year, but across the last 15 years, pretty much at the top, aren't we? Exactly. Sales continue to push right along at a blistering pace. Despite detached, semis, and row homes coming down from such an incredible peak in 2022, apartments have shown to not. Sales remain virtually the same as we were last year. See the figures here. It's pretty incredible. So what can be said about sales? Well, sales aren't a problem here in the Greater Calgary area. People want to buy, people continue to buy, and then there is no signs of slowing. Okay, let's touch on the inventory story a little bit. As mentioned, this story is unchanged. We continue to have the lowest active number of homes on the market for a given month since 2006. Just like I reported on last month. Now this has grown a bit since last month, with us now having 3,233 available places to buy. This is up from 2,749. That's a net gain of 484, up from our net gain from January to February of only 300. Now to put this into perspective, in 2022, from January to the end of March, we saw an increase in available new homes of about 1,800. This year though, we've seen 800. That's a 55% downward change. That's a lot. This number continues to be low because of two main things. Well, the number of new listings coming to market each month has drastically dropped. Likely people are comfortable where they are as our economy waits out this kind of global recession. Also, nobody is leaving Alberta for higher price markets as they once were. And people who don't absolutely need to list their homes won't in this higher interest rate environment. And number two, sales, well, as you just heard, continue to push on strongly and are absorbing nearly as many new listings in relation to last year, essentially keeping that total low. Now, as I was combing through the inventory charts and data to find something to report to you from last month, one thing stood out to me. Check this little graph out. One thing you'll notice, look where I circled. In November, we had 3,100 or so active listings. That's on the part of the year where things are coming off the market day by day. It's slowing down towards Christmas. Well, now we're at the part of the market where things are heating up, and yet we're still right around the same amount of active inventory. This to me tells you, again, with context, how low our inventory story truly is. Okay, now for the headline of today's update, the pricing picture. The Calgary Real Estate Board data release will say this: benchmark housing price increased modestly by 0.8% year over year. Yep, we peaked out last year during the unicorn year. We plateaued a little bit, and then as interest rates rose, we saw a bit of a falling off. All sounds like deja vu, right? Well then, as the graph shows, and as my updates have been expressing, we've been climbing throughout the winter because of all the factors we've laid out over the past 4 to 5 months, which would make you think, why is this something Darren would want to emphasize so badly? Well, the story lies in the sub-stories once again. Let's start with the detached homes, our biggest part of the market. Check this graph out. March 2022, we had a benchmark price of $638. Now up to $648. We are past our peak from last year already, despite it being the market that has been most affected, with home buyers seeking what? Affordability, and thus other affordable options. So let's flip to one of those. Let's go now to the semi-detached. March 2022, 572. Now up to 581. Again, a year-over-year gain. And that trajectory, look at it, remains strong. Okay, let's go down again in price points. Let's check out row homes. March 2022, 351. Now, 378. This is a massive jump of 7.5% and way above last year's peak already. Then we have apartments. March 265 last year, now up to 293. An even larger jump, 10.6%. Again, already past last year's peak here at the end of March by 15,000. I share all this because right now we are only just, like I said, finishing March. The major part of our real estate market is just beginning, meaning this is when the mass majority of buyers will come out to play and push into the market. They will be doing so in a market that is already showing tremendous strength and upward pricing, and remains one of ultra low months of supply, i.e. firmly planted in a seller's market, as can be shown by the charts for each of these 4 property types. And also because of a few extra factors like this. Canadian inflation rates move closer and closer to normalized levels. Yes. And 5-year bond yields coming back down, which means future lowering of the 5-year fixed rates. Our market has absolutely nowhere to go but up with all of this. This past month, we jumped month over month about 2%. It's my prediction that this will only continue, and charts like this below will only inch upwards across every and all price points and property types. So in summary, it doesn't pay to wait and sit on the fence as many did in this period in concern for pricing adjustments and hopes they have timed the crash of the market. Because now you can see we're already bounced back up and past the highest pricing we've ever seen for nearly everything in Greater Calgary. So with that, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching us here on Redline TV. If you're in need of some help for your specific situation, just drop us a comment or email us at inquire@redlinerealestate.ca so that we can again hook you up with one of our over 80 agents in the region. Please be sure to like, comment, and share this with friends that you know need to hear this message. Other than that, see you next month.